Welcome everyone. Now I'm going to start the meshing in Nastran. So what are the meshing concepts that are used in the Nastran? What kind of meshings we can do with the Nastran? And these kind of details we are going to discuss right now. Now I'm taking a component. Uh, okay. So I'm modeling a component, a new one. So model. I'm taking a model. So here I'm creating a sketch. As you know, in machine there are three type of machine. So one is 1D, 2D, and 3D. Here you can do 0D machine also. That is point machine. So 1D machine is machine in the line. 2D machine is machine on the surface, and 3D machine is machine on the volume. So now I selected this plane. I'm creating a sketch on the plane. Selecting a line, starting with 0, comma 0. Length I'm defining around 20. Coming to angle. From there again it's 100, and from there again it's coming to 50. From here I'm coming to 70 and 0 and 40. I need this. Now um, now finishing the sketch. Now this is my profile. I'm extruding this profile to some extent. Okay, so now I can go for some. I'm using this component to explain some machine concepts on that next. So I'm taking this component to my advanced simulation. This is my model one. I'm taking to new FEM part to create my mesh component. Since I open this component in millimeters, it will follow the same millimeters. Opened it. You have to specify your solver environment and its Nastran and which kind of solver it is, and I specified it. Now this is my component. Here, as I told you, you have a different meshes like the 3D tetrahedral, 2D mesh, and you can control your mesh and 3D swift mesh, 2D mapped mesh, and 1D mesh. And here some other meshing options are available. 0D mesh also you can do on the points. So now I'm explaining the 3D tetrahedral mesh. So here we can see the types of the element. So you have a element type 4 and element type 10. So that is called element type 4, which is having 4 nodes. And here tetrahedral, which having different nodes. In between each corner of the node you find another node. So that is tetrahedral 10. So it is atom free mapped meshing, means it will create a map meshed. So it will be good. So here you can choose the meshing size how much you want. So this is some automatic meshing size. You can generate automatic meshing size. So I'm taking 5 for my meshing size, and I'm just clicking on the body to create this mesh. So mapped machine always will give you a kind of uniform machine, so it will be more helpful for to provide a physical properties and to analyze your geometry and everything. It will be most helpful if you do mapped machine. So now can you see how linear, how compact it is? Only some phases has been changed. Why? Because there are some restriction in the phases. So now you can see. So since the changes happens, it changing on here. So all other phases are very clear and good. So without mapped machine, we'll check what happened. So I didn't check mapped machine and I say apply. Now you may find some problem since the pot is linear. You will not find some problems. So now what I'm doing, I change some things in the pot. So I'm taking into the model. I'm taking okay. So I'll continue as it is. So this is one kind of mapped mesh. So another thing I'll tell you, I'm going for 2D mesh. So sorry, 2D mapped mesh I'm taking. So this is 2D mapped mesh. So I'm selecting the quad shape. Okay. So here there is no collector. I'll explain the collector to you. So this is the way. Now I made this one. So now what I'm going to do, now can you see how clear and how exactly the mesh has been generated? In some phases, due to the size, it has not generated clearly. So what I'm doing, I'm just changing the size to 5. Now, since there are some problem, I'm changing my font. So here you can define the corners, density, and let me give it 2D mesh and attempt free mapped machine. Size is 10 this time. So now this is fine. Now this is exactly very fine. So even though if I choose 5, now this is again very fine. So this is what I want. So I say mapped mesh. So now this is the mesh I did. So now what can I do now? I can generate this mesh throughout my volume. So actually this mesh is generated only on my surface right now. So I can generate this mesh throughout my volume. How not? By using 3D swift mesh. So I can select this 3D swift mesh. Here you can choose the type. Okay, so multi-mode infer target, and this is mesh. You have to mesh first, at least a 2D mapped mesh. Okay, I'm selecting this mesh face and which mesh you want. Based on that, it will create. And since it is, you can generate some sizes also. So I don't want triangles. Edge on the edge, I want mapping. Not see how it has been meshed. Exactly needed. So now if I change this element size to some 10 or some 5, each 5. Now let's see. So each 5 you have the exact boxes. So what I did, I have made a mesh here, like a 2D mesh, and then I generated the 2D mesh as a 3D mesh. This is called 3D soft mesh. So this is also you can do. And 3D soft mesh, which can be useful on one place particularly where it is not on revolved faces. So for an example, I'm closing this component and close all components, and I'm creating a revolved component now. Model. Now creating a sketch here. 100 angle 140. So I'm finishing the sketch, and I'm revolving this geometry by no, this is my revolved geometry and revolved volume now. So I'm taking this component from for simulation for Nastran. So I'm taking the component for FEM model. So now I went to FEM. So now what I'm going to do, I have to create a mapped mesh on here. So I say 2D mesh, attempt to free mapped meshing. Y is my size and the chord I'm choosing, and there's no triangles. Where the triangle is coming. Triangle will come always since there is a slight. See how the mapped mesh has been created. It's very exactly. See this space before it and see this space now. Okay, actually this is made by 2D mapped mesh, and I'm cancelling this one, and I say simply mapped mesh and say attempt to free mapped meshing. So now I'm selecting and see how the mesh quality it is by using mapped mesh and ordinary mesh, so that I can go with mapped mesh and giving some value 5, and you can see the mesh is how very clear and how the mesh quality is. So now I have meshed it. I'm just going to the view. See, okay. So this is the mesh I want. So I took the mesh since there is no trial sound out. Since there is no trial, I can create a quad mesh, like a quarter mesh easily in my soft mesh, 3D soft mesh. So I taking this. Now I'm going to 3D soft mesh. So here I can add that. Okay. So this is my source face, and this source face should come face and say sorry. So coming again. The source face is until target I should define, and the target face is here. So now previewing this, generating all the meshes with the volume of the element. So now can you see how beautiful it is? So it's exact perfect mesh. So you won't get this mesh not easily. It's easy to get this kind of perfect mesh like here. This is called 3D swept mesh. So in that itself we have seen the 2D mesh, and only the thing is 1D meshes. 1D meshes is nothing. So you have to go with lines. So I'm taking a component, mhm, model. Now sketch. Finished sketch. Now simulation. Film part. So here you have to make one thing clear. Okay. Mhm. Finish sketch. Simulation. And here when you opening a new, it will ask you for some geometry option. So in the geometry option, you should select lines, points. Otherwise, you won't able to see your lines and points. You won't able to select lines and points also. So sketch curves, it will count everything. Now then only we can able to do this sketched elements. So here you can do boundary measures. So you can select this line, how many numbers you want here. These are the properties of your 1D measures, which section you want you can select. So example C rod you want, if you want. So whatever you want you can select and you can make the 1D measures. So even you can edit your properties also in the 1D measures. This is about 1D measure. Now the 1D measure is also actually created. And even you can do zero D mesh in the sense in the point, particular point, to define the weight, self weight, mass, all those things you can use the zero D mesh. Particularly, you can define on particular nodes and points. This is about meshing concept in the next Nastran. So, and there is another option here which is called solid from shell mesh. So here you no need to select. Yeah. So if you have a shell like a 2D elements, from that you can generate solid from shell elements. So like if you have the surface, sorry, so now I'm just creating a new model. So now I'm creating a cylinder. Mm, yeah, creating a sketch. Okay, rectangle and creating a sketch. Now I'm doing X2 and here I say it is a sheet. They are taking this to simulation. New York given part. I'm taking this. Now I can make this element 2D. I can make. So from there I can choose. Sorry, actually, for this you need elements, not a mesh. You have to create your elements and nodes by individually by on here. Okay, so coming in the fresh, close all parts. Now if you create your elements or nodes on here directly, so now I'm creating a node. I have created a node. Now I'm creating another node on. Now I have two nodes. Okay, so now in that you can connect. You can create elements by using two nodes from this node point to this node point. So like that you can create your own nodes and elements. So so I made like a cubic shape and I'm creating elements based on this. So now you can see there are nodes and elements which is like a volume, but this is not actually the volume. From that you can take it like solid from shell mesh. It's not actually not generating. So, but you can do like this. Sorry for that inconvenience. So now I'm taking some other components. Okay, I'm taking a new model. So this is a component I'm taking for simulation. So I'm making the mid surface of this component. Now I'm taking this for simulation, FEM part. So now I don't want to see my solid body, I'm taking this body. So now I want to explain some little things in the 2D mesh. So in the 2D mesh, I'm choosing the meshing method subdivision here. So if I did subdivision, you will see the difference here. So now you can see. Let me change the meshing size to some 25. See, so in the subdivision, what happened now? You can see around the circle, around the hole, there is nothing happen on the mesh quality. That creates some irregular meshes in the around the hole. So instead of that, the same thing I did paver. So if you say paver, now you can see there are something happen around the wall. What happened now? First, it will look for some holes on some circular or some covered edges. In that covered edges, it will create a mesh around on it, a uniform mesh. Then it will continue on other meshes. That is called paver. So most of mesh software will not do like this. So here you can do the paver mesh. So this is what I'm trying to explain here. And also, as I explained, put a mesh. Today map image is good to help for 3D surface only. Maybe we can use it on 3D. So, sorry. Okay, so this is the way you can do. So here also you can do the map animation. So this is about complete machine concepts. So on here you can find some different concepts. So other things, I'm making a 2D mesh. Okay, on the server and made it. So now in the mesh properties, so before it, I'm just defining some physical properties of this one. So I'm going to 2D mesh collector and I say 2D and a shell, and I'm creating a material. I'm assigning a material. Um, so I'm assigning any material, some aluminum, and I made it. Now I'm going to 2D mesh. Make sure your mesh destination collector which you have created. So now I made it. Now what I can do, I can go to mesh. So here I can select element material orientation. Now as I say, display material orientation, you can see the material orientation and solid direction and everything, how the material orientation is going. So if you want to edit, see this material orientation right now, all the materials going somewhere in and around, so it is not uniform. Okay, so you want to change this material orientation, like the material directions. No, you need to select, you can go to here, just switch off this one. Now I edit. Okay, as I check, now I'm going to simulation navigator. This is the form, and I'm just click on the mesh, my thin mesh. Now I say edit mesh associated data on the 2D mesh. So now I'm selecting edit mesh associated data. So here you can see the orientation angle. I can give some angle orientation. So example, if I give 90, I give a 90. So now I'm checking my material orientation by here. Now as this is the thing. So now let me change. It can be changeable, depends upon the edge only. So this, maybe this component is not capable of getting that material orientation, but some revolved components, some some components we get kind of this material orientation. So, so here instead of oriented angle, I would say uh, vector, and that I'm specifying a vector on this direction, and from that vector I'm defining some 20 angle, and I say okay. Now if I choose your display, now can you see it has changed? So it has changed. Before it was different, so now you can see this is the 20 angle. So now if I change to 0 degree, I will find it changes. So everything is changed. So this is the way you can change your material orientation. For revolved geometries, you can change your material orientation by using orientation, and this kind of materials you can use by vectors. So now I can close it. So this is the way you can do the material orientations. and you can assign the directions. Okay. So now this is about material orientation. So now I'm taking here one activity, which will help us to make some fine meshing in the component. So we'll see that activity in the next section. So thank you.